Stampers, Deb Valder here, and I am going to show you how to use our stamp wheel in the most glorious way. So for this little segment, what we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to start out with the most fantastic part of this whole stamp wheel, the most unique part of it, and that is because it rotates. I want to show you how to do regular stamping. I want to show you how to do multiple layer stamping and stenciling, but I want to start off with this one because it is amazing. This is the card I'm going to show you how to do, and this is what I'm going to show you how to create, okay? This vine right here, you can do it with anything. You can do it with flowers, you can do it with pine boughs, you can do it with ferns like I did here. You can do it with anything, and it just comes out so beautiful and so perfect. So let me just show you a couple things. So we have the stamp wheel. I showed you how to unpack it. That was all well and good. I also want to show you something that's very important to get, and these are the new alignment guides. These are fantastic. I love these. And the first question I get from everybody is, what happens if the stickiness goes away on my mat? We have replacements. I have been using this, so it isn't that old, so you really don't know. So I'm not going to try to kid you. I just honestly don't know because it's not that old. So they do have replacements just in case it doesn't get sticky, but I just clean mine with baby wipes and it comes out beautiful so far. So far, so good. All right, so let's show you how you're going to take and you're going to line up these little ferns right here. So the most amazing part of this, well, I shouldn't say the most amazing part. There's so many amazing parts to this. But what I love about this is on this circle right here, you've got all these little pieces that will help you position things. So all of these little lines are going to help you position the way your stamps are going to go on there. All right, so what I'm going to do is you have so many of these in your new kit. Okay, this is the alignment guides, and this one is the 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. This one, they're written right down here. This one is the 5 1/2 by 5 1/2, 6 by 6, but the one I'm going to use today is the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So what I did was I cut my piece of cardstock 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so everything lines up just beautifully. This is my piece of paper, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. What I'm going to do is take off my stamp wheel. I'm going to add this. Now remember, this is your sticky mat, all right? I have an entire video on how all of the different things. It's long, so just grab a cup of coffee and go watch it. But this one is just going to be on the what I call the super wheel, all right? So what I'm doing is, because this is sticky, it is actually sticking to my mat. It's not going to go anywhere. Now what I do is I take my paper and I stick it right in here. And in the old days, okay, I would have put a little X here, and I just would measure and do all that. I'm just going to show you how it does line up, and how you don't have to use this anymore or do this anymore. Remember, designate something for the top so you just know where your wheel is. But if you look at this little X, or this little plus sign right here, it lines up with my printed plus sign. All right, so that's perfect. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this over so you can see that I can do it without that now, which is absolutely amazing. My cardstock does not move because this is sticky. Now what I want to do is I'm going to line this up. And what I want to do is I want to turn this over. When I go to do my wheel, okay, when I go to do my vine circle, okay, I want to make sure that it's in a little bit, because I am going to use a cutter. You don't have to, but I am going to use one of my die cuts to make the edges look really pretty. All right, so what I want to do is to take this and turn it upside down, because this is where my stamp is going to go. Now, if I look at my circles, I don't want my stamp to go all the way on this one, which is still within the borders, but I have to have room to cut this. All right, so I'm going to take my new botanical wreath builder, all right, and this comes as a combo, meaning I also get the die cuts to go along with it. All right, but we're not going to use that for this one. This one I'm just going to take and use one of the ferns. So I'll use this one right here. So I match the card that I made. And I'm going to take this, and the first thing that you're going to do is not only do they have the circle guides, but they also have these little spoke guides, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to line it up. Now what I need to do is I need to make sure that the part that I'm going to ink is on the top, all right? It's not on the bottom. We're going to put the flat surface on the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do the outside circle. I'm going to do the inside circle. Here is my T. I am going to literally take this and line up this point right here and this little crevice right here. And I kind of lined it up so it's nice and neat, or not nice and neat, kind of even in between here and here. So this line right here goes through the middle of this a roundabout, all right? So what I have is not the first circle, but I have it in the second circle. I'm lining up this point right here and this little divot right here. Now, if you have a pine bough, you can do the same thing. With the gloriousness of photopolymer stamps is that you can also bend them. So if you have a straight stamp, you can actually bend it. But remember to line it up beautifully because you need to be able to do it evenly all the way around. All right, so let's start with our lighter color. I'm going to start with my lime, and I'm going to make all my limes. So the first thing I need to do is to ink it up, and I usually do these 2 times. Let me just grab my cleaner. Hold on. Alrighty, so I inked that up. Now my first stamp, all right, is going to be with my little double heads up on top because that is my beginning. All right, let me grab my stamp wheel, my Stampendable, and I'm going to do it 2 times on each one. So after I do a couple of them, I'll speed it up and we'll go from there. All right, so there's 1. Now, the next thing that you need to do is to flip it over, ink it up, and this was the first one. I'm going to do it 2 times because I want something in between. What do I mean? 2 clicks. 1, 2. What does that do? That puts a single one up on top, single one on the bottom, single one over here, and a single one over here. Now, what I like to do when I lay this down is to just kind of position it in the top one and then lay it down, just like that. Alrighty, so now we're going to ink it back up. I like it nice and dark. Okay, remember, we have these little guys right here. I push it up toward the top, I lay it down, and I press it with my Stampendable. All right, we're going to ink it up. We have to go 2 more clicks. Okay, so we did it there. We're going to go 2 more clicks. Ready? 1 and 2. All right, squeeze it in the top, lay it down here, and rub. All right, we're going to continue to do that all the way around. Remember, click it up here, lay it down, and there we go. All righty. Okay, now we're headed to the last one. Alrighty, the last click. Ready? 1 and 2. Do you see how beautiful the spacing is? How perfectly it came all the way around? And all I did was line it up with these circles that go all the way around. Okay, here's my last one. And that's our first layer. All right, that was done with the lime. Now what we're going to do, wipe that off just a little bit, and we're going to start with our second one. So we're going to take our darker one, which is pine. Okay, And again, I'm going to do this 2 times, but I'm going to show you as I do it. So we started with the wheel right here. We have to just go 1 more because we want them right in the middle. Remember, we did 2 clicks for here. We're going to do 2 clicks again, but we have to offset it by 1 when we start. All right? So we've got this right here. Let me just show you. We're going to do the exact same thing. Alrighty, there's our first one. We're going to ink up the next. And this is where the first one was. We're going to go 1, 2 clicks. Alrighty, and that's going to get it right in the middle of the other 2. Do you see how beautiful this is coming out? Alrighty, again, just line it up. I always push it up to the top. I don't know why. You don't have to. You can do it at the bottom. You can just go straight down. I just feel like it gives me like some kind of anchoring up there. It works for me. Alrighty, now I'm going to do the rest of them. I'll be right back. Our last one right here is amazing. Whoops, got to turn it 1 and 2 clicks. I almost missed the click, but it would have just gone over onto the one I just did previously. But there you go. Okay, we got one more. And look at how beautiful this wreath is. It's absolutely gorgeous. Alrighty, let's put the top on our ink so we don't dry out, and let's just show you how beautiful this is. Okay, and because this is sticky, it just comes right up. We're ready to go. Let's put our top back on, and I'll clean my stamp, and I absolutely love this. If you want your stamp wheel, get on the list. We have more coming in any day now. You want to pick up your alignment guides and your extra mats. If you want an extra mat, you can wait if you want to, but get them now so that you don't have to be low in the queue. So get yours now, and we'll hold it for you. Well, we'll hold it for you as soon as it comes in. We'll get it right out to you, but you'll be in the queue and you'll get it before others. All right? That are slow to the gun. All right, so now what I need to do is I need to take my background die here, and this one is going to be so pretty. I love the way this looks and how many layers it has. All right, so we're going to take this and go cut it out. Okay, so here we have our little background all cut out. All right, so that's going to look very pretty onto our card base. All right, that's going to go right here like this. But now what we need to do is to cut out the center. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my cross stitch nesting die, and I'm going to take this one. I think it's this one right here. Let's check. Yep, that's going to cut out perfectly. Now, this is a fancy cutout, but the cutout is going to be on the circle. So it's really just going to cut out the circle here, but I love, love, love to save them for a future project, okay? So even though I didn't use this, I just used the circle, I saved these. I'm working smarter, not harder. Okay, I wanted to show you 2 different versions. So I did the exact same thing. I did my little wreath around here. I do a lot of them when I get it all set up because it's so fast and so easy, and then I have them. But what I wanted to show you today is that depending on what size circle you use is going to make a difference. All right, so this is the one I'm going to do today because that's the one that's just like the card. And when I cut out this circle, like I said, I always use a decorative one so that I can use it. So I'll put this in my little bag, and then when I need them, I'll grab them, and I've already got them ready to go. So that's the one we're going to do today. That's just like this one. But what I wanted to show you is if you use a larger circle, what it does is it cuts out not only the circle, but what it cuts out is part of the design. So you can actually use this. Do you see how pretty that is? And it doesn't cut that far into it. So you can either use it underneath like this, and line it up, which is really easy to do, or you can use it on another piece. Again, set it aside and you can use it for another project. All right, but we're going to use this one right here. So now what I need to do is to grab my base card, all right, and then just kind of line this one up just like this. Now we're going to use the words on this one right here, or on the base, not on this part right here, and not on the circle. So I'm just going to kind of line this up just like this. I'm going to bring in my stamp wheel again, and I'm going to line this up just like this. All right, just like this. Now remember, this is the sticky. I'm lining it up on my new stamp positioner. I want to make sure that this is nice and even, just as if I was going to take and glue it down right now. All right, so I'm just kind of lining that up just a little bit, just like that. I am going to take my words. Now, for the first one, I used the words from this little set right here, all right? This one right here, Delightful Day. They are so pretty in there. The one I'm going to use today is this one right here. This is from Doubles Your Joy. So I'm going to use that one for today, and I'm going to use this right here. It's not what we have in life, it's who we have in life that matters. All right, so I just thought that that was really pretty. It fits really nicely inside here. So let's reline this up right here. All right, just like that. We're going to set this in here just like this, nice and straight. Then what we're going to do is to set this on here just like this. And remember, I always do it from the top, so that's nice and locked in. And then I just lay it down nice and flat, just like that. Now what you can do is just double check to make sure that these lines are going nice and straight along with your words. Okay, now I can take this out because, and I could leave it in too, but I'm taking it out because we're just going to stamp this right here like that. All right, so now what I need to do is to just get my black hybrid ink and stamp this little guy right here. All right. Let's grab my cloth here. Alrighty, where's my, I'll do this a couple times just to make sure it's got some good coverage. And see, because this is sticky, this doesn't move around. You don't need the magnets. It's awesome. Alrighty, so pretty. Okay, now what we're going to do is to put it all together. So this card is almost done. Now what I like to do is I like to bring in our circles. We carry these in black and we carry these in white. Teaspoon of Fun, fantastic. So we carry these, like I said, in black and in white. And what you're going to do is just take one of the circles that is really perfect for the size of the cutout that you have, and it just saves a whole lot of time. So I'm just going to take, am I going to use that one or am I going to use the next one? Let's see where this one goes. I might need this one. Let's see. Either one, they'll both work. All right, so we're just going to lay this down here like this, and that's going to pop it up for us. There we go. We could have used either one of them. And then to finish it off, I'm going to use our foam tape. All right, because this is a square and it just works out really well. So I'm just going to take some of our foam tape, which it's great to have on hand. Here we go. All right, there's one and two, and that's all we really need is our circle and these two right here. And then what we're going to do is to add it to this little guy right here, and then you can decorate it any way that you want to. So what I did was I put some of these flowers because I have a whole bunch of them made up all at once. Remember, working smarter, not harder. And what I'm going to do is just add some of our flowers to it. So let's just kind of lay them out. And these are from the little layered asters. They're so adorable. I colored them with Copic markers, but you could actually cut them out of colored paper if you wanted to. And then what I did was I just laid them around here like this. I raised some, I kept some flat. You can do whatever you want with them. Like I said, you can use some of the half ones if you want to. I like using the full ones on this one just to keep it consistent with what I did over here. Let's see, I might have to use one of the half ones because I might be a little bit short. Okay, so we'll just use a half one right here. No, I like just the 4. Alrighty, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my crease tool and we're going to take and curl them. Okay, so we're going to take this and we're going to I'm not pulling it like you do when you're making a package. I'm just kind of curling it. I'm just kind of bending it. The reason I'm not pulling on it is because these are so delicate and so dainty. Then you can kind of manipulate them with your hands if you want, just to make them look 3D and more real. All right, they're not just flat on your paper, and they mail beautifully. All right, I just sent a bunch of these out, and people got them, and they were just so impressed. And I'm like, super easy. Now that I've got my stamp wheel. All right, remember to hop on over to Teaspoon of Fun, www.teaspoonofun. That's the little company that Vicki and I own and operate, and it's just a cute little store. We've got all these products that we are using in here. Remember to get on that waiting list for the next set of stamp wheels in there. We've got the accessories, but you got to get your stamp wheel. You got to get in on that queue. Otherwise, you're going to be forever waiting for them. All right. So there we are right there. Now what I'm going to do is just add these. So what I did was I added some straight on with our deluxe adhesive, and then some of them I just popped up. So let's just randomly do every other one just for the heck of it. All right. So here's that one. And then we'll do this one. All right, and then the other 2 we're going to pop up. All right, so remember to always squeeze the middle of this, and it sucks the rest of the glue back in there, and it doesn't clog the top of it. All right, so for these, I think I will use the medium, or the small. Yep, they work good. I could have used the micro, but they work. They're good. All right, so there's that one. And then this one, and we are almost done with this card. It was so easy. I love it. I absolutely love it. All right, so here we go. Perfect. Look at that. So here are the 2 different cards. I used 2 different sayings on them, but they are absolutely beautiful. This is such a game changer. The new stamp wheel, you need to get it in our shop, www.teaspoonofun.com. We have a cute little store. We love working with you guys. If you have any questions, you let us know. You take care, have a great day, and thank you so much for stopping by.